start by asking you, as the daughter of a Jamaican man and Indian woman who came to the United States as immigrants, they came here for education. You attended middle and high school in Canada, then went to an HBCU. You're married to a Jewish man. You have white children. And your family is one of the most multicultural that I have ever seen. What have you taken from this rich tapestry of experiences, and how does that show up in the work that you do today?
Well, as a black woman in America, I look at where we are in our country, and I think that one of the things that I have learned in life is that people have so much more in common than what separates them. And sadly, however, there are forces in our country that are trying to divide the country and suggest that there are others versus all of us being in it together. And my life experience has taught me to know that we are strongest when we see the commonality among people.
When you wake up in the morning and you take off either the VP branded scarf or bonnet and you go about your day, what is it that is on your mind when you think about what the goals are of your administration?
Well,
and is there a VP branded bonnet or scarf?
Not that I'm aware of. No. And if there were, I wear it full time. It never gets taken off. I think that, again, this is a moment in time where we should all agree that the measure of leadership is not based on who you beat down, it's based on who you lift up. I think the American people want in their leaders those who have the type of character that possess empathy, possess some care and concern about the suffering of other people, the well-being of other people, and then take it upon themselves to do something about that. So for our administration, for President Joe Biden, for me, a lot of the work that we have done has been motivated by understanding our duty, our responsibility, and our ability to lift people up. Be it on the issue that you and I have been discussing this afternoon around relief of student loan debt, which is weighing so many people down, whether it is what we have done to deal with the fact that too many of our seniors, for example, can't afford their medication. And if they have diabetes, we have now capped the cost of insulin for our seniors at $35 a month. We have now capped the annual cost of prescription for seniors at $2,000 a year, knowing that otherwise our seniors had to juggle between whether they could fill a prescription or pay rent. We have taken on the issue of what we need to do around maternal mortality, something that I have been working on for years. Understanding black women are 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth, Native women twice as likely to die, rural women 1.5 times more likely to die, and the vast majority of those cases do not have to result that way, but we need to make sure all people have access to the health care they need and being administered and delivered without bias. So this is the kind of work that we have taken on. It's the spirit behind our administration. The spirit behind our administration is understanding that when we strengthen our economy in a way that understands all people and not just the top 1%, the richest people, that we will do better. We have created over 15 million new jobs, over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs right here in the United States, historic low unemployment. So these are some of the accomplishments of our administration, but the spirit behind it is truly to lift people up.
And there's a cynicism in our politics right now. It's fueled by social media, potentially fueled by AI, fueled by discord that people are having, whether it's in their families or whether it's in the media. What do you do to counter that cynicism as you go about getting this vote out in November?
Part of it is about, again, reminding folks that we are all in this together, and confronting the fact that it is wrong to start pointing fingers at each other, and that we can do and be better as Americans when we understand the commonality. There is the piece that is about fighting mis and disinformation, which is very real, and that includes then reminding people of trusted sources of accurate information. It requires reminding folks that they should question anything that doesn't seem right in terms of whatever information they're receiving, in particular on social media. And ultimately, it's about reminding folks that, listen, when I think about this upcoming election, there's a fundamental question that I think is being asked, which is what kind of country do we want to live in? And each of us has the power to answer that question. Each of us has the power to answer that question through our vote.
Madam Vice President, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you
It's good
so
to be
much
with
for
you.
being with us
Thank you,
today.
thank you, and for the comprehensive work that you always do with your show. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you as well. Thank you.
Thank